All right, leaving off the beaten trail, I kind of wanted to give that lady in the wheelchair some space and some time. So, yeah. So I know I kind of cut that a little short, but I'm going to go back to it. You know that story. So. Like I said, we started the paperwork on Saturday. The Saturday, the 28th, I think it was, of October, because we bought the camper in October, right at the end of the season, so we really couldn't use it. I mean, we could, because it sat at my grandma's for I don't know how fucking long. Then we brought it home to my house and it sat there for like 2 weeks. I wish I had 2 fucking bottle cages. I could probably cut my seat short, my tube short, and bam bam. But I don't want to be drilling into a frame. I mean, I got a lifetime fucking warranty on it, so, but I don't think that warranty will fucking cover personal damage. So if it, you know, what I think the warranty would cover, if like a weld broke or something, I bring it back to the bike shop. I'm like, hey, I need a new frame and I need it now. They're like, well, it's gonna take X amount of time to get here. You all right? I'm like, yeah, as long as you get it to me and my bike back up and going. Or whatever. But back to the camper. Yeah, so we the fuck? You know, so my dad goes and shows me, my mom and dad bring me to see the camper. I about thought I fucking lost my Gatorade because it's in my pocket right now. And JB comes out and sees us there. We introduce each other to each other and all that shit, you know. No, you're not. And, you know, so you know, we get to talking. He's like, well, are you here to protect your dad? I'm like, dude, no. I'm like, JB, I'm sorry, but he's a lot stronger than I am. And I'm being honest about that. He's a lot stronger than I am. And I don't mean that in any disrespect at all. I'm just saying he's a lot stronger because he's got a lot more muscle than I do. You know, I'm gonna look at him as one of the strongest fucking guys I know. So I was like, no offense, JB, but he'd have a lot more people fucking laying on their backs than I would. Then he's like, really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, really? He's that strong? I'm like, yeah. Trust me, he may look old and shit. You know, you look old, but he's still young on the inside. You know, he's like, you know, I don't know if I had pissed my dad off a little bit with that or what. I don't know. But I'm saying, well, my dad does act like he's young somewhat, but his body is like, no, you're gonna be, you know, you're already how fucking old. No, you need to slow down. You know, because he's got back issues, he's got issues with his knees. That's what I'm meaning. Is he's got issues with his back and knees and his wrist and his elbow, his shoulder. You know, the years of beating the shit out of his body is done. You know, because his body can't really take a pounding anymore because, you know, as you get older, it makes it harder to do shit. You know, I'm seeing it with my grandfather, my mom's dad. I'm seeing it with him. You know, he's been a fucking mechanic his whole goddamn life. And he's got way worse issues with his back than my dad. His fucking legs, he's got issues. He's got issues with his back that are way worse than what's going on with my dad. Like, he's got arthritis and all that shit. And there's nerves and shit that are... probably fucking riding from the Bellevue branch. And you know, he's got so much shit more wrong with him than what my dad does. But at least my dad's a little more active than what my grandfather is. I mean, it doesn't fucking help that he sits on his back or on his ass most of the day because of his back. And so JB's, you know, and I know JB's just fucking joking around. I said, you know, I'm joking around too. I was like, he's like, because he said, well, are you here to kind of like protect your dad? I said, no, he can pretty much do that on his own. You know, say the least, because he's a lot stronger than I am. He's like, oh, okay, and all that shit. And looking at the camper, the one we bought, we looked at one or two more. Damn, Aunt Dad's like, well, what, between like 2 or 3 that we looked at, which one do you prefer? I said, well, I'm like, well, because I'm telling him, and I'm saying this right to him, and JB's listening. And I said, and it's no offense towards JB or anything, or towards Camper World, or, you know, any of that shit. It's just, I'm trying to fucking look at something cost perspective over size, or size over cost, or whatever. You know, I'm trying to look at the perspective of cost and size. Like, how long is this one? Or like, how much is this one? They're like, you know, let's say 19. Well, our camper was 19.9 before tax, tag, and title. You know, so that's what the, you know, original sale price was and shit. You know, and then we saved ourselves some fucking money because we kept our hitch. We had some fucking shit with from the old camper already. So then we're looking at this one. We liked the second one we looked at, we liked, but it was like, it was smaller. We wanted something a little bigger than what our hybrid was. And my dad's like, well, how much will we get with as a trade-in for the hybrid for this. And they're gonna give us, you know, $500 fucking trade-in. And the lady that was helping us with the fucking paperwork, I didn't mean to do that in air quotes. It's just, I should have done that with like your fucking death wish, meaning your paperwork, because you got to pay on that for X amount of years or whatever. So the end of October will be a year, you know, the end of October this year. So the October 30th will be a year of it being in our possession. Because when we did it the Saturday before the Monday we brought it home, wasn't actually ours yet. And so October 30th, the day before Halloween, the campers, you know, will be ours for a year. It'll be a year for it. That'll be ours. And so